the costs are, and they put a proposal together for you, and the proposal actually has 3 or 4 different, well, there's a service charge for this. Well, you actually want your cake cut, there's a charge for that. Just be completely upfront with your bride so that they can make a quick, educated decision versus finding out meetings later or weeks later, and then they're frustrated and they miss out on other opportunities.
Great. Tiffany?
I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay. Granny?
Call the brides back. Email them. It's not hard. Let them know. If you don't want to do business with them, that's fine. It's okay. Just let somebody know what your intentions are, regardless.
Tricia?
Just along the same lines. You know, a lot of times with different vendors, you'll be showing tons of attention when you're in for the interview, and you're in talking about what you like, what you want to do, and they're all about you and your wedding. And then you give them that retainage to your whole day. Then they disappear. They won't return your calls, they won't return your emails. It's extremely frustrating, especially like I was on a short time period, 6 months, which is short by Dallas standards, I think. And you know, when you've made a commitment and you're in, and then you're too close to the wedding to change, you're stuck with these people that won't call you back. So it gets a little frustrating.
Go ahead.
Well, I just had an experience where I didn't get my expectations. I didn't feel like the vendor understood my expectations, and the day of the wedding, they weren't met. So it was, I really enjoyed when vendors would get to know me and understand who I was and what I really wanted. And it's just sometimes I didn't feel like I was listened to, and like Trisha, it was too late to change at that point. So I had that experience.
All right. That's why we're here. Was there anything that a vendor did that overly impressed you? To start with Rainy.
I think it was my coordinator getting to know me. I never really... It's such a daunting experience to get married, and it's overwhelming, and I don't know this industry. I know my industry. So you look for somebody for guidance and help, they're paying you to help me do something. I think the coordinator really, my mother and I walked out of her office, looked at each other and said, she's the one. She's perfect. She gets it. She understands that we're not traditional whatsoever. And she understood. She was excited. She wanted to help me. And I felt that from her. And that really just took me back.
How about you, Amy?
We had an amazing experience with our coordinator in Mexico, which some people are very surprised to hear. There was an on-site coordinator. We dealt with an American person before we left at their headquarters, but then when we got there, she so far exceeded our expectations. Now, I should preface that by saying that I would take my coordinator with me, my coordinator in Dallas, and so she was there to work with this on-site person with my family, but everything that happened was a step above what we expected. You have certain expectations. It's Mexico. You know, some things aren't going to go as you thought, but it all went in the better direction versus in the worse direction. And so the on-site coordinator there spoke perfect English, was right on top of anything and everything. My grandfather lost my portrait when we got there. She found it. Those kinds of things. So we had a really positive experience with an on-site coordinator working with the Dallas person and my family.
I actually had the same coordinator in Mexico. Dead on. Stagnant.
Okay, Tiffany?
I would echo what Randy said about the coordinator that we both had. I had the same experience walking out the door, just choosing her and trusting her, and she just far exceeded my expectations and helped me just make my special day stress-free. And then also my DJ, Randall, he far exceeded my expectations just because my first meeting I was like, okay, another vendor meeting, yay. The 20th one, and he comes in and he's like, how are you? What's your favorite color? What's your husband? They care about me and want to get to know me, and that's what showed up on my wedding day too. Is and everyone's like, so personal. It was so about you. You really did what you wanted, and it made it fun for my family and my friends. So that really was far exceeding my expectations. So charming.
Trisha, did anyone just wow you?
Actually, I was very, very pleasantly surprised and thought that the coordinator actually at the church did a really good job. She was very easy to work with. We got along great with my coordinator, which made my life great because I never saw anything went wrong. I was unaware of it, and she was super sweet and just there answering questions. So I know you don't always get that with a venue where your ceremony actually occurs, and so I was really very fortunate that part.
So would you say that on your wedding day, were you relaxed? Were you guys stressed out? How'd that come about, Rainey?
Since mine was the destination, the wedding day was amazing. Absolutely amazing. The reception day, did nothing. Didn't know what to do with myself. It was great. That was frightening how relaxed everything was and how great it went.
Very good. Tricia?
No nerves. I had the best time ever. I went morning got a massage, got my face done, got my hair done, showed up at the church. I mean, it was seamless. I never saw anything. That's why I had a great coordinator. So it was wonderful.
Good. Amy, how about you?
I tried to do too much, which I think is probably very common in brides. I tried to satisfy family. I had people over to my own home. Now, keep in mind, I've been married for 2 weeks, so people were coming to my reception. But I tried to do way too much on the day of my reception. And not so much with the facility and the flowers and the vendors and all that, but personally. So encourage your brides to take care of themselves, that it is their day. And I look back and wish they could just been a little bit calmer on the day of my reception.
Cool. Tiffany?
I had a perfect day. It was amazing. There was very little that I had to do, so it's nice to be there. Say I do. And have a party.
Hey, Amy, did you do anything with your wedding to make it unique in terms of decor, linens, lighting, anything like that? What made your wedding day stand out?
Well, definitely where it was, obviously on the beach in Mexico, was the most unique part about ours. And then our reception, we had a live band, which isn't necessarily unique, but that's something that we really wanted to do. So that was how ours was a little bit different, isn't it? The photographs in our wedding day are actually on the beach with the scenery, which is what my husband and I have envisioned for a long time. So.
And Tiffany?
I had specialty lighting, and it was just what I needed to make my reception fun and a party and just keeping people dancing and moving and excited. So that was pretty awesome. And the venue added to that too, because the Women's Museum had these big TVs, and so that was kind of special too, because my slideshow was up on a big wall on like 20 TVs. So that was kind of cool.
And when you say specialty lighting, how would you describe that?
It was called Rockstar. It's like a big spider in the sky. Plasma TVs, and there's a man with a camera that had live feed to the TVs, so everyone could see themselves dancing and drinking and making a fool of themselves, which was so much fun. Little kids over there, looking at themselves, and I mean, it kept people on the dance floor all night long. Like the second the music started, a little kid went out, and it didn't stop until we made people go outside. And here's your sparkler, please. So it really contributed to what I wanted my reception to be, which was fun.
Hey, Rainey, how was your wedding wedding reception?
We did a little special extra lighting. I had a custom go-go done. In lieu of a cake, which, since we're not traditional at all, we decided to do Italian gelato called Pachugo, served in these glow-in-the-dark martini glasses. And so we really stepped it up and made it a lot more party-esque rather than traditional wedding reception. So that was a lot. People were very surprised to go in not knowing what's going to happen next.
And Tricia?
Like I said at the beginning, it's classic elegance, so it's kind of traditional. It was very traditional. But my husband's Italian, so instead of a groom's cake, we did cannoli, which was a huge hit, and that was gone. It snapped over in no time. So I got the one I tasted, and that's it.
So after all the planning and all the effort and stress and everything that you guys went through, after the wedding was over, the reception was over, Amy, tell us what your friends and family had to say.
I think my favorite compliment